And a pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Memorial Field in Sioux City, Iowa. It's Great Plains Athletic Conference football. It's your Briar University Chargers taking on the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan. Chargers come in following a 13-10 victory last week over Dakota State. Both teams are 1-1. Dakota Wesleyan fell to Dakota State 33-30 in double overtime in week one. Came back with a 44-0 victory over Presentation College last week, leading to our Great Plains Athletic Conference opener here today. I'm Justin Barker along with Nick Chavez. Nick, good afternoon, my friend.
Afternoon.
How you doing? You ran a race last night. We'll talk about that, but you rested up and ready to go?
I am.
Awesome. Well, there we go. We got you. The Briar cross-country team up in Brookings last night, and Nick ran his 5 miles, which is crazy to me, but good for you, bud. I don't know how you do it, but I applaud it. The Chargers today will once again start Mr. Jonathan Santos at quarterback, the 6'1", 215-pound senior out of Southgate, California. He played last week and managed the field very well, limited the turnovers that Briar had, and put together a nice performance. The ground game is really what made the team go last week, Nick, with Stanton Lee and with Jordan Williams. We'll hold that thought, though, because playing of the national anthem here at Memorial Field. We'll be right back on the Chargers Sports Network. And welcome back on the Chargers Sports Network here at bcuchargers.com. JB and Nick along with you today. And Nick, and what we were saying before the national anthem played was the fact that Stanton Lee and Jordan Williams really led the ground game last week, both at or above 100 yards. So the offensive line played really well in giving them holes to run through. But those running backs had great field vision, and it really helped them achieve a lot of success.
Yeah, I feel like if they just keep making those reads off the holes and just keep making good cuts, that we'll have another great run game today.
The defense did a wonderful job last week, and this is a very good Briar defense that is not giving up a lot of points, 13.5 points per game. Dakota Wesleyan's defense giving up 16.5 a game, but obviously that's very much helped by the shutout that they had over Presentation last week. So these are two really evenly matched teams as you take a look at them on paper. But in the series, Dakota Wesleyan leads it 11-5 overall, having won 8 of the last 10. But Briar was a 20-13 winner over Dakota Wesleyan last year. Previous to that, the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan won 8 consecutive, dating back to 2009 when Briar won 33-7 up at Dakota Wesleyan. I remember that game very well because I was a fill-in play-by-play guy that day for Briar up in Mitchell, South Dakota. But today's game, we're going to see two teams that really are trying to establish themselves as we head into this Great Plains Athletic Conference season. And a couple of teams that are already battling some early injuries, as is with Briar and Preston Mulligan, the starting quarterback who is listed as the starter. And it came out in week one, but he's obviously hurt for another week. So we'll see how that goes. But Jonathan Santos really did a good job last week. And we'll see if he can carry that momentum into today. Captains meeting at midfield, Briar and Royal Blue top to bottom with bright gold letters and white trim Chargers written across the front of their blue unis and the blue helmet with the yellow lightning bolt down the side for Dakota Wesleyan. They wear white tops today with gray pants, white helmets, and the tiger on the side of both sides of their helmet. And they hail, of course, from Mitchell, South Dakota. Gray pants today for Dakota Wesleyan. Not a bad day here. It started out pretty rainy, some hail around the area. The Briarcliff soccer team had their games canceled today because the pitch is, well, more like a mud bowl up on campus at Briarcliff. So soccer team unable to play today, but obviously football here on the turf is going to be just fine. And right now we have a sun-baked field with the, like I said, the Charger captains at midfield. Some games already underway in the Great Plains Athletic Conference, as normally we do have the 1 o'clock kickoff, but Dakota Wesleyan had some challenges with their busing, so they had the game moved to 3 o'clock, and they safely arrived, of course. But Concordia playing out of conference, leading Division III Buena Vista 20-7 in the third quarter. Hastings has a 24-14 lead over Jamestown. Top-ranked Morningside 35-7 over Dordt. Third quarter there across town here in Sioux City at Elwood Olson Stadium. So each team will go through their final huddle. The referees will take their places, and we're ready to put the ball on the tee and get underway here at Memorial Field. It's Briarcliff and it's Dakota Wesleyan. Bailey running the camera controls today. Thank you as always, Bailey. Appreciate it. And you'll be getting the sights to go along with the sounds from Ms. Bailey today. Briarcliff will kick it off to start this one as Dakota Wesleyan will put Spencer Neugebauer and Daniel Leibelt back deep. They will be the return men for Dakota Wesleyan. Nick Montana set to kick it away today for Briarcliff. Briarcliff will go from left to right. If you've been here to Memorial Field, Briarcliff will be in the first half approaching Hamilton Boulevard. Obviously will not go into traffic, but that's the direction they're going, from left to right as you look at the field today. So it's Neugebauer and Leibelt back deep, and the ball fell off the tee, so we'll tee it up and try it again. And then we'll get it underway. Kicker Nick Montana will get ready to go. Winner will get their second win of the campaign and move to 1-0 in Great Plains Athletic Conference play. The ball is in the air, and we're underway. End over end, sidewinding kick. Leibelt will field it at the 10. He's got the 15 and 20, looking near side to get outside the numbers at the 30, 35, and about the 38-yard line is where he'll be ushered out of bounds by the Charger kick team. Jovan Woods will ride him out. It'll be first down and 10, Dakota Wesleyan. Kyle Nelson, the freshman quarterback at 6'4", 195 pounds. Luke Ludenberg is the running back, a 5'7", 155-pound senior. The offensive line for Dakota Wesleyan is T.J. Benton, Matt Davis, Zach Ryard, Logan Bush, and Ben Gustad. Daniel Leibelt, Tate Larson, Spencer Neugebauer, the wide receivers, and the tight end is Parker Evans for Dakota Wesleyan. So Nelson will take his spot. Starting in the shotgun, he'll clap his hands, and we're underway. Handoff goes right up the middle. It's Loudenberg with the carry to the 44-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 yards on first down for Dakota Wesleyan. Second down and 5 coming up. Tigers will look to their sideline and look for the second down and 5 play. 4 wide receivers for Dakota Wesleyan. Charger defense digs in, ready to make a stop. They'll shift down the line a little bit. Man in motion for Dakota Wesleyan is the tight end. Handoff again to Loudenberg. He'll get a yard to the 45-yard line. Good initial push up front by the Charger defensive front. Tackle was made by Marcus Tappan, the defensive end. Actually standing up at the linebacker spot today. Robert Robinson had a great week last week for the Briarcliff defense off the end spot. 9 tackles, couple of tackles for a loss and a sack. We'll see if he can replicate that today. Third down and 3 at the 46. Just underway here at Memorial Field, the first possession of the ball game. Chargers social pressure off the edge. Nelson flushed, and he's going to throw it away. A big third down stop for Briarcliff's defense.
Great read by Alexander, number 16, to stay on that running back. Keep the Tigers from throwing that screen.
Absolutely. Alexander Johnson, the nickel back for Briar, was able to kind of cheat up a little bit on the play, with Dakota Wesleyan not showing much pressure along the edges on the initial drive. So it'll bring up punt formation for the Tigers. Tate Gale is the sophomore, 190-pound punter. Markel Roby back deep for BCU as he looks to give him good starting field position. Snap is fumbled by the punter, and the Chargers are going to get a big tackle at the 27-yard line. Making his way into the backfield for Briar was Michael Williams, and Williams is going to get his offense set up with great starting field position. The snap back to the punter, Tate Gale, was actually very good. Hit him right in the hands, and he just couldn't bring it in cleanly and transition that into punting the ball away, so the Chargers in business. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
So far, it looks like the defense is starting to step it up again, just like last week.
Pick it up right where they left off. Quarterback Jonathan Santos will start the party, 6'1", 215. Stanton Lee will take the handoff. He looks through left guard and tackle, lowers his shoulder for a gain of about 2 to the 26-yard line. The Charger offensive line is Corey Woodruff, Amari Beal. Andres Rosales is the big center. Brendan Kitteman and Elaine Miller will make up that starting lineup. Cameron Davenport, one of the deep wideout threats. At 6'1" and 210, he lines up to the near side. Kobe Johnson off to the far side. Both of those two had some nice catches last week. Fullback in place to block for Lee. Lee gets a nice push through the line down to about the 22-yard line. 5-yard gain on second down. That'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Chargers.
6-yard gain on the play, 3rd down and 3 for the Chargers.
3rd and 3 officially. Santos has his team quickly to the line. Fullback remains in to block for Briarcliff. Lee, the deep man, 3rd down and 3. Clean snap to Santos. He hands to Lee. Lee doesn't have a whole lot of room to work. He'll break the 20-yard line, so it'll be 4th down and 1 at the 20 for Briarcliff, and let's see what Coach Dennis Wagner decides to do.
Noticing the safeties from the Tigers cheating up quite a bit. Looks like they're just expecting the run.
Absolutely. Well, until they're kind of pushed downfield, Nick, that's what you're going to see. Austin Gutierrez is the fullback in the block. 4th down and 1. BCU going for it just out of the gate. 12:30 to play in the first quarter and no score. Santos takes the snap, fires near side. He's got Davenport, enough for a Briarcliff 1st down, and that'll move the chains to the 17-yard line. Good little bubble screen to Davenport. He cleanly made the catch before he ran with it. The Chargers will exchange out some personnel. Ladarian Bowman comes out onto the field for Briarcliff. Tyler French, the big tight end. 6'3" and 260. Santos has a running back. A trip formation to the far side, but it's Lee with the handoff. No, it's not, sorry. It's Bowman on the end around. He'll get 2 to the 14-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. Blocking just didn't set up quick enough there, Nick.
Yeah.
Davenport and Johnson will go off to the far side of the field. French will come over to the near side. Lee and Gutierrez make up the backfield for Santos. Play clock at 10. 2nd down and 8 at the 14. Chargers run it again with Stanton Lee. He's met pretty much immediately by Dakota Wesleyan's front line of Dominic Wormbean. Be a gain of about 2 yards to the 12-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for BCU. Ball at the 12. A wide out to each side of Jonathan Santos. First drive of the day for the Chargers, looking to put points on the board and take the lead early. Lee off the right hip of Santos. French points out a would-be tackler. Santos back to pass, sets up the screen quickly to Lee, but it's blown up nicely by the Dakota Wesleyan defense. They saw it coming, read it perfectly, and made the stop. So it'll be 4th down and long for BCU. Loss on the play will make it 4th and 13. So they will try a 27-yard, make it a 37-yard field goal. Nick Montana will come in to do it. Chargers trying to take the early lead, 4th and 13 at the 21. Snap is good, the hold is good. The kick is on the way with plenty of distance. It is no good, pushed to the left. And with 10:03 to go in the first quarter, we've got no score here at Memorial Field. Some scores around major college football for you. We'll keep them coming throughout the day. 13th ranked Penn State held off Pittsburgh 17-10 in more or less a monsoon in Happy Valley early. The Citadel beat Georgia Tech 27-24 in overtime. Many had said that was the last game of the season for Georgia Tech, that they would actually be favored. Overtime win, Air Force over Colorado 30-23, or they're in overtime. Notre Dame 28-0 over New Mexico. That game approaching halftime in South Bend. Iowa and Iowa State getting ready to get underway at Jack Trice Stadium in Ames as the handoff goes to Loudenberg. Got a injured Charger on the play. The injured Charger trying to get a number there. Big lineman. Number 60. And that is Ricardo Torres. 2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard gain. Got to get this Hawkeye game on, Nick. This is a big deal for me, you know. Self-admitted diehard Hawkeye fan. I know we've got some of the other teams' fans around here too, but give us some other scores from around the country there, sir.
Will do.
Let's see here.
USC currently tied 7-7 to BYU.
That's a pretty good game and an interesting matchup in Provo. Central Florida 14-0 over Stanford. Oklahoma State leads Tulsa 17-7 as kind of big brother goes to Tulsa for that game.
Yeah, got Alabama up 7-3 to South Carolina.
Georgia Southern leads Minnesota 10-7 in the first quarter. Temple upset number 21 Maryland 20-17. Back underway here with 2nd down and 7. Dakota Wesleyan ball, 24-yard line. They send the tight end in motion. Parker Evans fake the handoff. Nelson wants to throw. Fires far side. It's caught. No, it's not caught. Out of bounds.
Nelson's pass is incomplete.
So it'll be incomplete. The pass was actually caught by Preston Emerson, but he stepped out before he made that catch. Eastern Michigan beat Illinois 34-31 in Champaign-Urbana. Georgia shut out Arkansas State 55-0 today. Ohio State 51-10 over Indiana. K-State over Mississippi State, a good game down in Starkville, 31-24. 3rd down and 7, 24-yard line. Nelson has to pick up a low snap. He's going to be tackled immediately for a big loss. Back to the 17-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down and 14 on the play. So the Briarcliff defense again, Nick, shows a lot of pressure. They attack when they have the opportunity and come through.
Yeah, Johnson's been making some pretty good plays so far today. He's already made the stop on the fumbled punt and the fumbled.
Both times the ball's been dropped, he's been right there. Alexander Johnson Jr. 4th and 14, 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. The long snap bounces back to Tate Gale. He gets it. Roby will call for the fair catch at the 49-yard line near midfield. So again, Nick, you have to take advantage of this good starting field position and keep the field flipped in your direction.
Yeah, if once these running backs are able to get that opening, and just be able to continue how they were last week, start picking up the score.
So it's 1st and 10, BCU 49-yard line. Santos gives some instructions to his offensive line. Santos turns, hands it off to Lee. Lee rolls forward for a gain of about 3 yards into Dakota Wesleyan territory. 2nd down and 7 on the way as Jordan Williams trots out onto the field to give Stanton Lee a little break. But Lee had an excellent week last weekend. ...122 yards on the ground. Jordan Williams finished with 99. See if we can't get them both 100 yards today. That'd be awesome. Tyler French in motion. He'll shuffle his way down the line. Hand off inside, and running for near a 1st down is Jordan Williams. He'll get to the 42-yard line, so it'll be a gain of 6 yards and bring up 3rd down and 1. Gutierrez in to play fullback this time around for Briar Cliff. Johnson and Davenport remain the wideouts. Last time on 3rd and short. Ran the little bubble screen to Davenport on the near side, and he was able to get it. Let's see if they do that again. He's being bumped about 5 yards on the line. Santos will put Davenport in motion instead. They fake the handoff to him. Ball is dropped, and Dakota Wesleyan has it. Recovered by Dakota Wesleyan's Emmanuel Christopher, and the Tigers on the wild snap will take over near midfield.
Maybe set up on their own 47-yard line.
So the unfortunate fumble will give it to the Tigers with 7:35 to play, 7:36 officially here in the quarter. On the Charger Sports Network at bcuchargers.com. 1st and 10 for Nelson and Dakota Wesleyan. Loudenberg takes the hand off, and he's wrapped up for a big loss. Good defensive pressure by the Chargers. Jovan Woods on the tackle. Second down and 11. They'll give him a little bit of forward progress there. So it'll only be a 1-yard loss. But nonetheless, the pressure continues for the Briar Cliff defense. Nelson takes a shotgun snap and fumbled the football, and the Chargers have it back. Big number 92, Omar Dials, the freshman out of Bellevue, Washington, with a fumble recovery, and the Chargers get it right back. So an exchange of fumbles will give the Chargers the ball pretty much where they were, Nick.
Yeah, last week, coming on to the second half, both defenses were just really strong, and it's been looking like they're just continuing that.
Lee returns to the Briar Cliff backfield, but the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers call timeout. 6:54 to play in the first quarter. We've got no score here at Memorial Field, home of the Chargers. On the GPAC scoreboard, still 20-7. Concordia leads Buena Vista University out of Storm Lake, a Division III school. Good for Concordia taking that non-conference game. Also got the Hastings holding off Jamestown right now 24-21, 37 seconds in the third quarter of that one. Out in Hastings, Morningside up 49-7 over Dort. The Mustangs, the defending national champion and number 1 team in NAIA football. They'll be coming here to Memorial Field in a couple of weeks. First down and 10, BCU. Tyler French will go to the far side of the offensive line as Santos turns and hands it off to Williams. Williams has a ton of running room, and he breaks free into the secondary of Dakota Wesleyan. to the 29-yard line, a 14-yard gain and a Briarcliff first down.
Great block by Kobe Johnson, though, get those few extra yards.
Absolutely. Whenever you get a wide receiver in on the blocking action, that's definitely going to help the downfield running. And it's 1st and 10 at the 29. Santos turns, hands to Lee. He'll get a yard, maybe two, as he's pinballed around by the Dakota Wesleyan defensive line. He'll get 2 on the play. So it's 2nd down and 8. Chargers will run in fullback Harrison Johnson, the 225-pound sophomore out of Kansas City, Missouri. Got to be happy about his Chiefs, I would assume. Pat Mahomes. Man, he's fun to watch, isn't he? Santos wants to throw out over the middle, caught by Davenport to the 21-yard line, so that'll be a gain of 6 yards and bring up 3rd and short.
Gain of 6 on the play, 3rd down and 2.
3rd and 2. For Briarcliff, play clock at 20, plenty of time for the Chargers. 5:20 and counting here in the first quarter. Long snap count for Jonathan Santos. He turns, hands it off to Stanton Lee, trying to fight for the first down. He's going to be stuck before that. No gain on the play. Good defensive push by the Dakota Wesleyan line. That'll bring up 4th down and 2. They are not going to try another field goal just yet. They're going to go for it. And I like it.
They've already converted once on 4th down today.
Yeah, let's get some points on the board. 2 wide receivers, both to the near side of the field. It's Davenport and Johnson. Santos rolls to his right, looking to throw. Throws downfield, and a beautiful diving catch by the big tight end, Tyler French, for a first down inside the 10-yard line to about the 8. Nice play. Tyler French, the big tight end, with the first down catch, and the Chargers move the chains a little bit closer to pay dirt. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Empty backfield for BCU. 3 wide receivers and a full complement of blockers in front of Jonathan Santos. He takes the snap, 3-step drop, flushed a little bit out of the pocket, has some running room, but he's pulled down from behind nicely. Tyler Wagner, the linebacker, read it and was able to pull him down from behind. It'll be a loss of 1 and 2nd and goal at the 9. Hustling into the Briarcliff lineup, A.J. Karen, the freshman tight end. Be Harrison Johnson in at fullback. Williams, the tailback, spins off the initial tackle of the defender, gets to about the 9. So no gain again on the play, and he'll lose 1 and be stuck at the 10. So it'll be 3rd down and goal at the 10. Third down and goal, BCU. They were stuck a little bit in the red zone last week. See if they can convert here. Play clock down to 5 for Santos, and they're going to have to take a timeout. They will. Some miscommunication offensively, and not a bad place to take a timeout. Got to make sure that you have the right play on 3rd down and 10. So there's no score with 2:44 to go here in the first quarter. Briarcliff has it 3rd down and goal at the 10-yard line. Hawkeyes just made it 3-0 after what I assume to be a long opening drive midway through the first quarter in Ames. Gotta love college football Saturdays.
Oh, yeah.
They go too fast, though. You know, the season
mean-
starts, and then before you know it,
Just over.
it's over. We're already here in Iowa anyway, and in our neighboring Nebraska and South Dakota. 3 weeks are done in the high school football season. We only get 9 of them. I don't like that. I want it to be longer. Love football season.
It's like BYU's up on against USC now, 7-10 in the first.
All right. All right, 3rd down and 10. Here we go for BCU. Santos with Williams behind him. Puts Gutierrez in motion. Santos looks to throw. Has Williams out of the backfield. He picks up a block, but he's actually going to lose 2 on the play. Down at the 12-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal from the 12. And the Chargers will try a field goal to put some points on the board. The way the defenses are playing, Nick, you got to take every opportunity of points you can get.
Yeah, both defenses are looking really strong today. Just want to see which team can get that little push and get some points on the board.
30-yard field goal for Nick Montana from the near hash, the left-footed kicker. Had plenty of distance last time, just pulled it a little bit to the left. It's up, and it is no good. He pulled it to the right. Actually, check that. He pulled it to the right both sides, or both times, so he misses off to the right. And it'll be 1st and 10, Dakota Wesleyan. So the Charger defense will be called upon once again. They've stepped up to the call many times in the early season already, and they'll see if they can't get the ball right back for the BCU offense.
So far, Alexander Johnson on the defense. Been having a great game.
He's been the man, hasn't he? 1st and 10 for Nelson and Dakota Wesleyan. He'll turn, he'll hand it off to Loudenberg, who's hit a few times on the way to the 24-yard line. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 coming up. Loudenberg is not very big, 5'7" and 155 pounds. So the Charger defensive line. Led by Robert Robinson last week. He's in a stand-up defensive end spot this time around. He'll bring the pressure off the edge. Almost got there. Did a couple of Chargers. Loudenberg gets a yard to the 25-yard line, and he had to work for every inch of it. So he had blue shirts coming all around him. It'll be 3rd down and 4, Dakota Wesleyan. They've only attempted 2 passes so far today. 0 for 2 is Nelson. See what they do here on 3rd down and 5. Final minute of the first quarter. Nelson fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, wants to throw downfield, has a man, and it's
Incomplete.
incomplete. I was waiting for I have 3 referees right in front of me, and none of them indicated what the pass was. Incomplete. 4th down and 5 at the 25-yard line, so another punt coming for Dakota Wesleyan. Markel Roby back deep. Tate Gale has had some adventures getting the snap back to him already today as the punter for the Tigers. See if he gets this one clean. It's bounced back to him again. He barely gets it away. Roby's going to call for a fair catch to the 38-yard line. And the Chargers will start there. They haven't had a lot of trouble moving the ball up to about the 20, even the 10. Now they got to punch it in.
Yeah, it seems they get to the red zone and they're just struggling a little bit, but
Struggled a little bit last week as well. Just got to finish it off, and that's, something that comes with time with Jonathan Santos.
Michael Williams, though, number 25, has been getting through every time on that punt.
He's going to get one today, isn't he?
If the Tigers just keep snapping it that way, I'm sure he'll get a couple block punts.
We'll take it. 3 wideouts for BCU. Williams in the backfield. Williams takes the handoff. Gets outside. He's got some running room at the 50, 45 and 40, and he's tackled from behind and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Beautiful play of 21 yards for Jordan Williams.
Great little juke, though.
He really likes running outside the numbers, and if he can get there, some great burst of speed for Jordan Williams. So it's 1st and 10 at the 40. Chargers don't have to snap it before the end of the quarter, but can. They do. Hand off to Stanton Lee, and he's hit pretty good at the 40-yard line. No gain on the play, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. No score here at Memorial Field. Briar and Dakota Wesleyan tied at 0. Chargers 2nd down and 10 at the 40-yard line at the start of the second quarter here. Some scores around the Great Plains Athletic Conference. There's obviously no score here, but we'll get some updates for you as the day rolls on. Hastings now 27-21 over Jamestown, about 8.5 to go there. Some of the first quarter stats. Briarcliff has run 20 plays for 68 yards. But, Nick, we've been talking about the defense. Dakota Wesleyan has run 12 plays for a net of -8. That's a video game stat. You ever done that in Madden? Maybe on rookie mode? That's a great stat for the Charger defense. Briarcliff has had the ball for 10 minutes and 9 seconds so far in the opening quarter. 4th down conversions, the Chargers 2 of 2. 0 of 4 on 3rd down, though, and Dakota Wesleyan 0 of 3 on 3rd down. Morningside leads Dordt 49-14 in the 4th quarter at Elwood Olson Stadium. 2nd down and 10 here for BCU. Start of the second quarter. Santos in the shotgun, wants to throw, does it quickly, and underthrows intended receiver Rashad Brown, the 5'11 junior wideout. Ran a pretty good route and was trying to come back to the football to help his quarterback. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 at the 40. Chargers look to the sideline for their play. Santos has Williams off his left hip. Trip wide receivers near side. Single wide to Davenport to the far side. Some movement up front. That'll back him up 5. Be 3rd down and 15 for BCU. Corey Woodruff moved early. Big sophomore offensive lineman. Hometown boy from Sioux City, Iowa, West High School. Had the West High Wolverines and the North Stars last night on KSCJ, the radio station I work for. North, 20-19 winner over West. Williams will come out wide to the near side. Empty backfield for Santos on 3rd down and 15. Wants to throw. Gets a little time and overthrew his intended receiver, Rashad Brown, on the far side, and that'll bring up 4th down. So it'll be 4th and 15. So Santos will do the punting as he did last week. Well, they might just, well, no, Santos is now going to back up in a pooch kick situation here. So he'll put it up in the air. Not a bad kick at all. It'll take a beautiful Briarcliff bounce and be downed inside the 10-yard line. That'll work. Santos just put a spiral up into the air, came down straight, and got a nice bounce.
Ball's being marked down at the 8-yard line.
Exactly what you want the punter to do, and he did it. They'll officially mark it at the 8.
Well, seeing how the Chargers defense has held, hasn't allowed 1 first down still, I mean, with that field coverage, I'm sure they can probably get a safety.
Yeah, they might be able to. You're right. And a weather delay in Ames. Iowa and Iowa State delayed. We had that last week here.
Oh,
Had that
30-minute
half-hour
delay.
delay, yes. Keeper
like a
by
sack.
Nelson running right up the middle. He's going to lose a yard on the play. So all the weather we had here earlier in Sioux City has made its way to the central part of the state. And the Ames area now gets to enjoy it.
Yeah, we had a good little storm this morning.
Yes, we did. Second down at 11 at the 7-yard line. Laudenberg gets the handoff, works right up the middle, and just not a lot doing. He's going to get a yard back to the 8. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10 if they even give him that. No, they give him no gain on the play. Dante Shipman hustles in for the Chargers. Called his name a lot last week, Nick.
Yeah, he had great coverage all game last week.
Yeah, he really did. 3rd down and 11 at the 7-yard line. Play clock down to 10 for Dakota Wesleyan. Nelson takes the snap with 2 on the play clock. He's in the end zone looking to throw out of it. Chargers bring the pressure, and he's got to throw it away and does. 4th down and 11. So the Dakota Wesleyan punt will come from the end zone. Nick, here's our chance at that block and maybe a safety.
Yeah, Dakota's struggled quite a bit today on punt, so.
They have. Tate
I don't
Gale,
think
the punter.
The first one, it was just a perfect snap, but punter fumbled it, and the second two just
His heels aren't
not making it there.
quite at the back of the end zone, but close. Roby is going to stand about the 35-yard line. Snap is good this time, and it's blocked by the Chargers. See if they can fall on in the end zone. They do. Got to make sure it was in the end zone. Touchdown, Briarcliff.
We got 2 injured players on the field, though. One from the Chargers, one from the Tigers. Both in the end zone.
As Nick said, do have a couple of injured players. Tate Gale, the punter, is down. There was a lot of action going on, but the Chargers get the block punt. The injured Charger is up and running off the field, and that was Michael Williams. And I don't know if it was because his helmet came off on the play and that's where he was a little shaken up, or if
he seemed to be holding his stomach quite a bit. I think he just got hit by the punt.
Okay, might have had the wind knocked out of him.
I mean, he was getting through quite a bit today, so.
Absolutely.
So he finally got that.
I have no idea who recovered it, though, with all the action. Okay. We're going to call that a team touchdown. How about that? Either way, though, the Chargers fall on it in the end zone, and it's 6-0 BCU. Extra point pending. Had a couple of photographers down in that area of the end zone. I hope they got that because that would be cool to see. The extra point is up. And the extra point is good. 13-10 to play here in the first half at Memorial Field. It's Briarcliff 7 and Dakota Wesleyan nothing. On a punt block for a touchdown. Nick, whenever you get points from your special teams, that can go a long way in winning a football game. So the Chargers will get ready to kick it away, but special teams points are just huge.
It's going to be their first kickoff return of the day. So see if they can make something of it.
Yeah. Actually, the second kick. Put the opening kickoff.
Went to the Tigers.
Yeah, so they'll have another chance at a kick return here. And they're going to put a couple of different returners back this time. As Spencer Neugebauer is one of the returners. I hate when these players bunch up their jerseys. Jacob Schaefer will be the other returner for Dakota Wesleyan. That should be a rule. You have to pull the jersey in tight. Stat guys need to see it, and radio guys need to see it. I don't think they understand how important we are in this process. I don't think they care, but. So Nick Montana puts it to the air, end over end kick. It'll bounce to Noogie Bauer. He'll pick it up. He's got the 20, 25 and 30, and some running room. He's loose to the 40, and he'll be pushed out of bounds in Briar Cliff territory. Just one of those odd bounces that threw off the kick team enough. He'll get to the 47-yard line of Briar Cliff. Time for the defense to get that push again. And we have another injured player on the field. Let's see, some scores from around our area. That was Roby. South Dakota playing Houston Baptist, tied at 17. Drake playing South Dakota State. SDSU up 31-10. South Dakota State, of course, offers athletic scholarships. Drake does not.
South Carolina, though, putting up a good fight against Alabama, 17-10.
Nice. So it's first down and 10, Dakota Wesleyan. Laudenberg with a handoff. He'll burrow forward to about the 44-yard line where he'll get a gain of 3.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Stop was made by Mark Snorton.
So it's second down and 7. Ball at the 44-yard line, 7-0. Chargers have the lead. Nelson out of the shotgun. He turns, hands it off. Laudenberg with really nowhere to go. He's going to fall forward for about a half a yard gain. Charger defensive front hasn't been challenged enough to have to really go off their blocks. They get to stay home because the ball's been coming right to them every time.
Yeah, I mean, both, not really seeing a whole lot of running from both teams, though. It's like, or not a whole lot of yards off of running from both teams.
Chargers have 56 yards on the ground. Dakota Wesleyan at -6 on 12 attempts, and they've yet to complete a pass. Nelson takes the snap. He wants to throw out over the middle, and it's caught by the tight end, Parker Evans, but a flag down in the backfield of Dakota Wesleyan.
Looks like I might be holding.
It'll go against the Tigers and move them back. So they were looking at 3rd and short, now looking at 3rd and long. Holding against Malcolm Mueller of Dakota Wesleyan. Big boy, 6'4", 300. Listed as the backup left tackle. 3rd down and 16. Ball back in Tiger territory, the 47-yard line. Nelson takes the snap. He's back to pass, has all day, throws out over the middle, and it's almost, well, it's knocked out of the air by Roby. He had the best chance to catch the ball, but another flag down on the play. We'll sort this one out, and the Chargers discussing what they want to do here, if they want to push him back even further.
Would be smart for this coach to decline the penalty.
It, make it 4th down, but keep in mind that Dakota Wesleyan's punter was injured on the blocked punt. They're going to move him back 10 more and make it 3rd down and a mile. Back at the 37-yard line, it'll be 3rd down and 26. Kyle Nelson has yet to complete a pass today for Dakota Wesleyan. 4 wideouts. And we have another flag, or do we have a timeout? Oh, they hadn't put the ball in play yet. Okay. Well, Mr. Referee's in charge. He says, let's go. All right, then. The air traffic controllers on the far side of the field for Dakota Wesleyan. They got a couple of players in bright orange vests, airport style, calling in the play. Nelson almost hit as he throws, and it's incomplete out over the middle. Had a guy wide open. Dropped on the play by Garrett Detterman, freshman wide receiver out of Watertown, South Dakota. So it's 4th down and 26 at the 37-yard line.
Adams is staying in.
And they may have to go for it all day as Dakota Wesleyan. Their punter is hurt. Nelson might just pooch kick it away here, do what he can with it. And it's blocked again by Briarcliff. Picked up inside the 25-yard line for the Chargers, getting through to make the block. Kreger Clark. Great special teams play by BCU, and Nelson did not give himself very much room to get the kick away. Chargers take over at the 24-yard line. Bring the heat every time. That's what the special teams unit's going to do today. And frankly, Nick, no reason not to at this point.
I mean, seeing all the stops they're making.
So Santos and company have it 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Jordan Williams in the backfield. Gutierrez in at fullback. 3 wideouts. Williams with a handoff. He gets a couple on 1st down. Just shy of the 22-yard line, so he'll get 2. 2nd down and 8. Santos is 5 for 7 passing today, but just 12 yards. He had a couple of passes that went for negative yardage. 2nd and 8 of the 22, 10:55 to play. In the first half, 7-0 BCU, looking for more. Santos hands it off to Stanton Lee. He's got some running room right along the hash mark to the 20-yard line, so a 2-yard gain will bring up 3rd down and 6. Probably 4-down territory for Briarcliff as well. Santos will come up to the line and call out the blocking scheme. 20 seconds on the play clock.
The offense has been struggling quite a bit today, though, in the red zone. Let's see if they can finally make that move.
Stanton Lee off the right hip of Santos. Long snap count for Santos. Down to 8 on the play clock. Santos takes the snap, designed quarterback keeper. He'll lower his shoulder and move ahead to about the 18-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and 4 for Briarcliff.
Refs are signaling a false start. It's like, oh, never mind.
No, just
Run the clock.
put the play clock in motion. Yeah. So big 4th down play here, 4th and 4. 15 seconds on the play clock. Chargers don't have the play in just yet. Santos has it now. And Chargers will call a timeout. Coach Wagner had worked his way all the way down to around the 20 to call that timeout. And they're going to think about it. 2nd timeout taken by Briarcliff. 9:36 to play in the first half. 7-0 BCU. Some other scores from around the great nation of ours.
All your favorite Briarcliff Athletic teams on the web at bcuchargers.com.
Inside the G-Pack,
Chargers on both Instagram and Twitter.
we've got 38-21. Hastings looking to finish off Jamestown with 1:25 to go. Morningside completes their challenge of Dort, 56-14. So the Mustangs now 2-0 on the season after having a very early off week. And the Concordia score has not been updated in about a year and a half, so not quite sure where that one's at. 20-7 at last check there for Concordia, leading Buena Vista. 4th down and 4, Briarcliff. Ball on the 18-yard line for Jonathan Santos, the right-handed senior quarterback. Santos takes the snap. He rolls to his right, has some pressure, steps around it, has a man, and it's caught for the Charger touchdown. Cameron Davenport with a touchdown from 20 yards out, and Santos shaken up on the play after he took the hit right as he threw the football, but delivered a perfect strike. Santos will walk off the field under his own power, but he threw a perfect ball to Cameron Davenport for the touchdown. Beautiful play. So Santos completes the touchdown pass. And Montana looking to make it 14-0. The kick is up, and the kick is spot on and good. 9:30 to play in the first half. Chargers 14, Dakota Wesleyan nothing. Cameron Davenport, what a beautiful catch. Actually, officially 18 yards out, but he had to high point the ball in between a couple of defensive backs there, Nick. That's just showing off his athleticism and going up to get the football.
Was Nick Montana's number changed?
Yes. No. Tupua is 98. He's 97. Yeah. Or oh. They change again. No, what did I got it here somewhere. I don't remember. Tupua is 97. I just saw him somewhere. Where'd he go? I had it right earlier. And we'll get it figured out. He's wearing 98 to kick. I know that much. Yeah, 97 right there. There we go. So Tupua is 97. Montana's 98. That's how it works. We got it. We got it all under control, Nick. So Montana set to kick it away with 9:30 to go in the first half. He'll send it into the summer sky, early fall, whatever you want to call it. It's still nice out, right? That's what matters. Return back to the 36-yard line. Spencer Neugebauer, the junior for Dakota Wesleyan. And the Tigers find themselves in a 14-0 hole here with really no offense to speak of so far today. A net of -5 to start this drive. Kyle Nelson 0 of 5 passing. So the Charger corners have really not been challenged all that much today, allowing the defensive line really to do their work.
Well, defensive line has been putting a lot of pressure, though, on that passing rush.
And until the Chargers are beat deep, they're going to continue to do that as Loudenberg takes the handoff. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
No gain on the play.
Michael Williams, though, pushing him back inside.
A great job there. You're absolutely right, and that's what they've done a good job of, keeping the running plays in between the hash marks, not allowing anything on the edge. 2nd down and 10 at the 36. Williams playing stand-up defensive end. Chargers look to bring some pressure. They do. Loudenberg is going to be gobbled up back at the 35-yard line for a loss of 1, bringing up 3rd down and 11.
And about 8:40 left in the second quarter.
Chargers will look to bring the heat again. Getting a great inside push by Omar Dials as well on the defensive line. He's been terrific. 4 wide receivers for Dakota Wesleyan on the 3rd down and 11 play. Nelson takes the snap, trying to set up the screen play, and he overthrew everybody. Loudenberg, his intended receiver, not even close, unfortunately, for Dakota Wesleyan. That'll bring up 4th down and 11. And we'll see who trots out to do the punting for DWU. Zach Collins, the kicker.
Ricardo Torres, though, got through and put that
Kind of blew
quarterback
that
under some
play up,
pressure.
didn't he? Roby back at the 38-yard line of Briarcliff. Collins will kick it away. Good snap. Wobbly end over end kick. Will go out of bounds at about the 34, 35, 36. Referee kind of tiptoed his way up the line around some Charger players. The offensive unit that was ready to come out onto the field. So it'll be the 36-yard line. First down and 10, BCU. Jonathan Santos back out after delivering a beautiful strike to Davenport for the touchdown of 18 yards on the last play, but he was shaken up a bit. He's going to fight through it looks like. Jordan Williams in the backfield. Santos takes the snap and hands it to Williams. Williams gets outside the guard and tackle on the right side, cuts it back in the middle of the field to the 43-yard line for a gain of about 7.
7-yard gain on the play.
It'll be second down and 3 and a good chunk on first down.
Starting this game, the safeties from the Tigers, they were lining up really close, and now they're starting to back up now that Santos has been getting some good passes in.
Absolutely. Challenge him, and they got to do something with it. Gutierrez, the fullback. Williams, the tailback. That gets to about the 45. Now we'll give him 1 to the 44-yard line, so third down and 2 coming up for Briarcliff. Clock runs at 7.5 to go here in the first half. Arizona State and Michigan State, a good game at East Lansing today. Iowa and Iowa State still delayed in Ames. Santos takes the snap, throws, complete to Kobe Johnson. He puts a stiff arm at the 50, 45-40, 35-30, he's off to the races, 15, 10, and he'll be pulled down from behind at the 7-yard line.
Safety from the Tigers, though, looked like he was trying to cheat inside, and they just kept the outside open.
Good job by Kobe Johnson. The initial stiff arm got him the room to work. Then it was off to the races. About 53 yards on the play. And it's first and goal at the 6-yard line. Chargers knocking on the door again. Stanton Lee in at running back. He'll take the handoff, rolls forward inside the 5, keeps the pile moving to about the 3-yard line. So he'll get half of the needed distance. Be second and goal at the 3.
75, though, Lane Miller sitting at the end of that pile just trying to push it.
Gotta like the big guy pushing the pile at the end of the play. Lane Miller at 6'6" and 300. Glad I don't have his food bill. Lee back deep. Santos puts Davenport in motion. He comes up tight to the line. Lee takes the handoff, and boy, the door opened big for him, and it closed quickly. He's going to get a yard, I think, on the play. Be third and goal at the 2.
Third down and goal from the 2-yard line.
Wow, I thought he had a lot more running room there than he did.
Like you had said, they had just had some good blocks, but just got covered up real quick.
So it's third and goal. Santos turns, hands to Lee, and he's going to be cut down at about the 1. Now just inside the 2. Let's see if they give him a yard or not.
Tackle at the 1.
Fourth down and goal, and the Chargers are going to try the chip shot field goal. But putting points on the board, the most important thing here. Just keep building your lead. Be about a 20-yard field goal from the near side hash.
I'm kind of suspecting a little fake, because seeing how their defense has been playing so far.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Conventional coach, though. He's going to go for the points. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 20-yard field goal for Nick Montana, and it's 17-0 Briar Cliff. But, Nick, I like the way you're thinking because at worst, Dakota Wesleyan has 98 yards to go, and I think if they're in that position maybe later on, end of this quarter, next quarter, they may go for it.
Yeah.
But some old school coaches just won't do it. Got to put the points on the board.
And just want to expand their lead and.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Take the points whenever you can get them.
Yeah.
So the Chargers get points, 17-0. Tulsa leading Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy is going to have a fit with that if that holds up. 21-20 just before halftime. Arkansas leads Colorado State 24-14. Miami playing the powerhouse of Bethune-Cookman. They're up 14-0. Get those non-conference games like that. Virginia Tech over Furman 24-17. USC and BYU, I think, tied at 17 just before halftime in Provo. Notre Dame up 45-7 over New Mexico. About halfway through the third quarter in South Bend. 17-0 here. Low spiraling kick, and that's going to go out of bounds on the far side. So Dakota Wesleyan going to have some pretty good field position here. Looked like Nick Montana just did not hit it squarely. So the Tigers will have pretty good starting field position here, because I highly doubt they're going to make him kick it again. Ball will go to the 35-yard line. That's where the Tigers will start. Still looking to push their total yardage into positive range. 4:26 to go in the first half. Charger defense has pretty much been able to do everything they want to today and more. Nelson wants to throw, has his first completion of the day at the 40-yard line, turned up to the 47. Nice pitch and catch. Preston Emerson makes the catch. That will be I believe the first out of the day for Dakota Wesleyan. They've got it to the 49-yard line. Still in their territory. But first down and 10. Chargers show some pressure. Nelson wants to throw again. He's flushed out of the pocket, has to throw across his body, and it's incomplete. Only guy in the neighborhood was the tight end, Parker Evans. Second down and 10. He overthrew Evans pretty good. Just trying to get rid of the football because he heard the footsteps and the heat coming.
That last first down that the Tigers just got says that's their first down of the game.
Took a little while, but Nelson and company trying to find some rhythm offensively. Emerson in motion for Nelson. And Nelson just nailed as he throws the ball. Roby gets the interception. Ball went straight up in the air on the huge hit.
Alexander Johnson, the one who hit the quarterback and shook him up.
That was a great hit. Absolutely great hit. Ball went spiraling out of his hands pretty much straight up in the air. Roby with the interception, and the Chargers take over at the 32-yard line. So the Chargers take over with 3:48 to go here in the first half. First and 10 for BCU. Williams, the ball carrier. He'll be brought down for a loss.
Tyler Wagner from the Tigers, the tackle.
So it'll be second down and 12. .3:15 and counting here in the first half. Santos takes a snap, hands to Stanton Lee. He's going to get back the couple that they lost.
2-yard gain on the play.
So it'll be 3rd down and 10. Santos and company looks towards the Briarcliff sideline.
We've had a good amount of success today on that little pass play, so see if they go to that again.
Yeah.
Seen that as 3rd and 10.
Santos takes the snap, back to pass as Williams out of the backfield. He's going to get a couple as he went trying to dive or jump up and over the potential tackler. Be a gain of 2 on the play, so 4th down and 8. At the 34, and the Chargers are going to let some time roll off the clock before Jonathan Santos punts it away.
Got 10 left on the play clock.
Clock will run under 2 minutes here. Santos gets the snap, gets the kick away. Nice kick. Be fair caught at the 34-yard line by Spencer Neugebauer. And it'll be 1st and 10, Dakota Wesleyan, minute 52 to play here in the first half. Chargers lead it 17-0. On a special teams touchdown, a Cameron Davenport touchdown catch, and a field goal. Nelson puts a man in motion. Hands to Loudenberg. Loudenberg run down from behind and tackled. Nice rough fashion by the Charger defense.
Huddleston on the tackle for the Chargers.
Omar Dials was in there once again. He's been through just about every play lately. Linebacker Robbie Huddleston in as well. 2nd down and 10 at the 34. 3 wides for the Tigers. Nelson turns, hands it off right up the middle for Loudenberg to the 37-yard line where he stood up there. Gain of about 3 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Ricardo Torres comes off the field. He's hobbled up a little bit. A couple of times today he's been hobbled off the field, but still playing very hard. 3rd and 7, 45 seconds left. Chargers do have a timeout if they would elect to use it, and the adventures of punting could continue for Dakota Wesleyan, but Nelson takes the snap. Loudenberg gets the handoff, but blown dead. Timeout called, but don't know by who. Dakota Wesleyan calls a timeout. Not exactly sure why. They could have done it with a lot more time on the clock. They wasted about 17 seconds on the play. So Dakota Wesleyan will have 1 timeout left. 3rd down and 7 on the 37.
Dakota just hasn't had a lot of they haven't had a lot of success with passing or running today, so
They haven't had any offensive success today, really. Charger defense is loose and having a good time, dancing to Space Jam on the
I mean,
field.
they must be feeling really good today, seeing how they've been playing.
And I don't blame them.
Williams trying to pump up the crowd.
So here we go, the 3rd and 7 play to Loudenberg, and he's nailed up the middle. He'll get the 39 for a gain of 2. And that'll most likely be it for the first half.
Yep, looks like they're just going to let the clock run.
They will let the clock run out. That'll be the end of the first half here at Memorial Field. Halftime score. Briar 17, Dakota Wesleyan nothing. Good first half by the Chargers. We'll take a little pause here on the Charger Sports Network. And we'll come back with some halftime stats, give you some scores from games around the country, and more at bcuchargers.com. Welcome back to Memorial Field in Sioux City on the Chargers Sports Network at bcuchargers.com. Justin Barker and Nick Chavez with you as it is halftime here at Memorial Field for a little longer. Got a couple of minutes left to go at halftime, but the Chargers have a 17-0 lead. Taking a look at some stats from the first half. Briarcliff with 7 first downs to just 1 for Dakota Wesleyan. Total yardage, Briarcliff at 157, 75 through the 75 on the ground, 82 through the air. Dakota Wesleyan is at an even 0 on the ground on 18 attempts. And Kyle Nelson is 1 for 9, 14 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception for the DWU quarterback. So it's 157-14 in total yardage. Briarcliff has been penalized just once for 5 yards, Dakota Wesleyan twice for 20 yards. The Tigers with 2 turnovers, the Chargers with only 1. Leaders offensively for Briarcliff, Jonathan Santos, 8 of 10, 82 yards, and a touchdown as long of 50. Jordan Williams, 8 carries, 48 yards. Stanton Lee, 13 carries for 29 yards. Leading receiver, Kobe Johnson has a catch for 50. And Cameron Davenport has 3 catches for 28 yards. Nick, if you take a look into the crystal ball, really, and take a look at the second half for Briarcliff defensively, I say change nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they were just playing really strong in that first half, and if they continue to do that, I'm sure they could just they could have a blowout. Holding the quarterback to only 1 completion so far, that's just really good. And keeping the running backs just.
Nelson has definitely struggled. Luke Loudenberg has had no room to run so far, and the Charger defense has done excellent. 2 finals in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Hastings 38-21 over Jamestown. Morningside 56-14 over Dort, and the stat page for Buena Vista was off. Concordia and BVU play later on tonight in Storm Lake, so apologize for that. Scores from around the country. Major college football, it's Notre Dame 52-7 over New Mexico. That's a final score. Alabama leads South Carolina 24-10 at halftime. Central Florida up big over Stanford, 38-7 at half. BYU and USC tied at 17 at half. Minnesota beating Georgia Southern 21-20. Barn burner there. Tulsa leads Oklahoma State 21-20 at halftime. It's Arizona State 3, Michigan State nothing, approaching halftime at East Lansing. Iowa State 7-3 over Iowa in the first quarter after a lightning delay in Ames. We've also got some finals from today. Georgia 55-0 over Arkansas State. Ohio State a 51-10 winner over Indiana. Penn State held off Pitt 17-10. Temple upset number 21 Maryland 20-17. K-State held off Mississippi State in Stark Vegas 31-24. Eastern Michigan over Illinois 34-31, and Air Force beat Colorado 30-23 in overtime. Time to kick off the second half here at Memorial Field. Chargers lead it 17-0. High end over end kick taken on the far side of the field by Roby as he crosses the 10, the 15, and the 20. Skips around a defender, has the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 in midfield. He keeps running. 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Briarcliff! Roby with the kickoff return for a touchdown. But a flag on the play, but I don't see it. My eyes are terrible. I understand that. Okay, sideline warning.
What a huge exclamation point to put on the game after having a really good first half with the special teams and just coming out and doing that.
Absolutely. The second special teams touchdown of the day. What about 92, 93 yards? I think he caught it inside the 10. 94 yards. Thank you, sir. 94-yard touchdown return for Roby. Well done. Well done. Montana on for the extra point. And the kick is up and good. Well, it floated up and in. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter what it looks like in the stat sheet. It's a made extra point, and that's where we go with. 24-0 Briarcliff. 14:44 to play third quarter. Just underway here in the second half. The Chargers special teams continue to come up big. with now 14 of the 24 points for the Chargers. And, Nick, that definitely allows your defense to continue to play in the fashion they have, in a loose fashion, and going after the football because you're getting points.
Well, yeah, and then seeing that the special teams has already had, they've already had a block and a fumble recovery today, and seeing that now they just returned one for a touchdown.
So Nick Montana will kick it away. Neugebauer and Leibelt back deep for Dakota Wesleyan.
Here's our AD being nice and walking after Megan, acting like he's going to help her carry the pressure.
So the kickoff coming. And Montana will put it into the air, and he does, end over end, short kick. Taking to the 15-yard line, the 20, 25, and 30. And tripped up at the 32-yard line was Spencer Neugebauer. So it'll be 1st and 10. Dakota Wesleyan there. They trail it 24-0. And the Charger defense gets to go back to work. They've been great all day and obviously want to continue that coming out of the halftime break.
I mean, we said Michael Williams' name quite a bit today. And
We absolutely have. It's Preston Emerson in motion. He slips and falls on the turf, and it's incomplete. He was the intended receiver.
Emerson, the intended receiver on the play.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
great read by number 16, though, to almost come up with that interception.
Alexander Johnson Jr. called his name a few times today. Loudenberg takes the handoff, trying to get to the outside, does not have the angle. And he'll be pulled down for a loss of 2 back at the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 12 on the way. Check that, 3rd down and 12, sorry. 3rd and 12 for the BCU defense. Now the executive producer of this broadcast is Megan. She's in charge. We do what she says. Thanks, Megan, for stepping in to keep the sights coming with the sounds of this one. Nelson back to pass on 3rd down and long. He's flushed out of the pocket and really ends up throwing it away. Threw it at the feet of Spencer Neugebauer. So it's incomplete. Great coverage by the Chargers, but good pressure by the defensive line.
Yeah. Tulsa Janis, though, it seemed like the quarterback was trying to stay on the left side, just pushed him back out.
4th down and 12. So maybe Roby can add a punt return touchdown with his kick return touchdown. Then we got to get him an interception return for a touchdown. Just got to have the trifecta. Maybe then throw him in at wide receiver. What the heck? Have some fun while we can, right? Chargers almost get the punt. Roby will have to call for a fair catch because the coverage downfield for the Tigers was very good. But it's the 43-yard line near midfield where the Charger offense will trot out with Jonathan Santos, as he'll try to lead another scoring drive here for Briar Cliff. They've had the ball way more than Dakota Wesleyan has today. The time of possession favoring the Chargers heavily. (18-17 to 13:01 right now. 5 minutes is a big deal when it comes to football. When your offense is doing the pushing, that can definitely tire up the defense. Jordan Williams is the fullback. Santos takes the snap, hands it to Williams. He's got French out to block, cuts through traffic at the 50, 45, and will be ridden down and tackled from behind at the 42-yard line. Gain of 15 yards for Jordan Williams. He's now got 63 on the day on 9 carries. That'll move the chains for the Chargers. Good downhill running by Jordan Williams. Again, as we said, he really likes to run outside the hash marks, and if he can get outside the numbers, very, very fast. French, the tight end, comes from the far side of the near. Williams takes the handoff, follows French. He's got some nice running room between right guard and tackle to the 37-yard line. Gain of 5 on first down.
French has been giving some pretty good blocks these last few plays.
Absolutely has. And he made a nice catch of 14 yards early in the day. Well, you can get good blocking out of your tight end. That makes all the difference in the world sometimes. Definitely. 3 wideouts for Santos, fullback into block. Or is that French?
I believe it's French.
Yes, it is. Williams takes another handoff. Gets inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. 3rd down and 3 on the way for BCU. Gutierrez will take the fullback spot on this play. Play call comes in from the BCU sideline. Plenty of time on the play clock. Still at 15. Santos down to 10. Takes the snap, turns, hands to Williams. He steps sides a defender and gets 2 yards to the 33-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 2. Briarcliff won't hesitate. They're going to go for it. Gutierrez, the fullback. Williams, the running back. Santos turns, hands to Williams. They bring the pressure. He gets around it, but a flag flies in the middle of the field. He might have the first down depending on the penalty here. Let's see what that flag is. The referees discuss. Mr. Referee. Holding against the offense. So that'll be a 10-yard penalty. Remains 4th down. So the Chargers will probably try to pin Dakota Wesleyan deep here. Santos will punt it away.
He's had one good punt earlier today. Got it inside the 10. Let's see if he can repeat that.
Absolutely. Knocked it down at the 7. 4th down at 11 for Briarcliff. Santos ready to take the snap. Little low. He pulls it up though. Gets away a kick. It'll be calling for the fair catch, but now backing away, and it'll be down at the 8. That'll work.
Down at the 7-yard line.
Looks like the refs are marking it down on the 7.
We'll take it at the 7. 1st and 10, Dakota Wesleyan there. 10:50 to go, 3rd quarter. Dakota Wesleyan now into positive yardage on the rushing side with 4. They've got 18 total yards to Briarcliff's 181 today. Defense has just set the tone the last couple of weeks for Briarcliff.
Earlier today when the Tigers were pinned down on the 8 after the punt, that's when BCU was able to get the first block punt by number 25.
Yeah, let's see if they bring the heat here. Nelson wants to throw the screen. It's batted up and intercepted by the Chargers. Robinson on the interception.
Touchdown.
Robert Robinson will take it into the end zone off the interception.
You got a flag on the play.
But he pulled his helmet off before he got off the field. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. Helmet off is a 15-yard automatic penalty. The touchdown will count. So the interception by Robert Robinson, he batted it up, caught it, took it into the end zone. He'll get a little talking to from Coach Wagner. Nice play, don't ever do it again.
After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 18, Briarcliff. That is his first unsportsmanlike foul of the game.
And he knew it right away. And that's I'm sorry, Coach, I'll be running the hill. Touchdown is good, 30-0 BCU. And it'll be assessed on the kickoff, I believe. And we need a football to play with. That'd be good. Now we got one. Yeah, there we go. Nick Montana to kick the extra point to make it 31-0. Good snap. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 31-0 BCU, 10:42 to play in the third quarter. So now 3 touchdowns for Briar. Blocked punt, kick return, interception return. I like it. Scoring in a variety of ways. So the Chargers will kick it off, back a little deeper on the 15-yard penalty here. So it'll go back to the 20. So it'll be good starting field position potentially for Dakota Wesleyan here. So Nick Montana will have to kick it from the 20-yard line. .10:42 to play in the third quarter. 31-0 BCU, and here's the kick. High, short kick. Will take a bounce. Be picked up by Noogie Bauer. He's got the 50, and he'll be pulled down from behind at the 47-yard line. Door closed very quickly there. Good coverage by the return team. Kind of hard to cover a kick that goes that high. You just don't have a lot of time to react.
Well,
but for the Briar defense, it's back to work.
Offside, kicking team, number 25. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the play. First down.
We have a 5-yard penalty added to the end of the play, and offsides on Briar as they kick the ball away. So that will take it to the 42-yard line. And Dakota Wesleyan is, I believe, the deepest they've been in Briar territory all day. First and 10 at the 42. Nelson with an empty backfield. Takes the snap, designed keeper. And he dropped the football. And we'll see who comes out of the pile with it. It'll be Dakota Wesleyan's ball. We had a helmet come off. Zachary Lester's helmet came off, so he played quarterback that play. He's the one that took the snap. It was the backup quarterback, Zach Lester, who ran it. Nelson will come back into the game now.
Tyler French just came limping off the field. He's had a terrific game today, though.
Yes, he has. Actually, Omar Dials comes off the field. 92.
90. Oh.
Yeah, you're good. Second down and 10, or second and 5, sorry. Loudenberg takes the handoff, and he'll be stuck for a loss back at the 40. Yeah, I'll give him the 39. It'll be a loss of 2 and bring up third down and 7.
Loss on the play, 3rd down and 7.
Stop made by Tapua, I believe, number 97.
So it'll be third down and 7 at the 39-yard line. Just under 10 to play here in the third quarter. Nelson takes a snap. 3-step drop. Wants to throw. Looking near side, and it's almost intercepted. Getting his hands on it was Patrick Gassant Jr., but the wide receiver knocked it away. Preston Emerson. Otherwise, that's a clean pick. But it brings up 4th down and 7 for Dakota Wesleyan, and they're going to try to pin the Chargers deep on the punt here. Maybe Roby will get a chance to return one. Snap is not bad. Kick is away. It's a wobbling, side-winding kick to the far side. It goes out of bounds. Yeah, 13-yard line. So if nothing else, the Tigers have flipped field position with Briar. So we'll see what the Chargers can do here with a lot of room to work. So Santos and company will come back out onto the field with a 31-0 lead. And it's Stanton Lee in the backfield for Briar. Sun shining nice over Memorial Field. Lee takes the handoff, buries his shoulder, and gets forward to the 16 for a gain of about 3 yards. I'll give him 4, 2nd down and 6. Another weather delay in Ames, so another half an hour they're out. 2nd and 6, 9 minutes to go, third quarter. Ball at the 17-yard line. Handoff, running inside the tackles to the 20-yard line, 3-yard gain is Stanton Lee. 3rd down and 3.
Chargers O-line has been getting some pretty good blocks today, giving openings, but seems the Tigers defense is just covering it up real quick.
Gutierrez in at fullback. He'll slide off the right hip of Santos. Hand off to Lee. Lee works for maybe a yard. It'll bring up 4th down and 2. Didn't get a whole lot there. Well, he got no gain. So it'll be 4th down and 3 at the 20-yard line. Clock running at 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Dakota Wesleyan looking for good field position again. 31-0 BCU. Santos kicks it away. And it'll take a Briar bounce into Dakota Wesleyan territory. It'll be down at the 47-yard line. As Trayvon McDaniel called for a fair catch but didn't do anything with it, let it roll. Houston Baptist leading South Dakota 38-30. Just up the road from us in Vermillion at the Dakota Dome. First and 10, DWU. Little sidewinding pass is incomplete, intended for Chance Sorensen. And the quarterback, Zach Lester, again for Dakota Wesleyan.
Ball was batted down by Michael Williams.
They're going to give the sophomore quarterback a few chances. New tailback of the game as well for Dakota Wesleyan is Trayvon McDaniel. So Lester with the play clock at 10. Lester at 5'10", 190. He's changing up the play with 3 seconds to go. High snap, he pulls it in. Lester fires, and it's incomplete. Intended for Chance Sorensen again, the redshirt freshman wide receiver out of Rapid City. And Lester, frankly, is just throwing the ball too hard right now.
Third down and 10, Charger fans.
3rd down and 10, 48-yard line for the BCU defense. Dakota Wesleyan has not been great on 3rd down today. Lester puts Sorensen in motion. Fakes the handoff, wants to throw deep. He's got a great arm, but again, overthrew his intended receiver, Spencer Neugebauer, by about 8 yards.
Coverage for the Chargers.
So no lack of arm strength by the backup quarterback, Zach Lester. Little Brett Favre-esque on the fastballs. Packers are going to lose tomorrow, by the way, Nick.
We'll see about that.
Nick, a Packers fan. I'm a Vikings fan. They play for the first time tomorrow of the season in Lambeau. Got an injured player on the field, Jovan Woods of Briar Cliff.
For the latest VCU athletic news and information, the choice is simple. VCUchargers.com.
$7:14 to play here in the quarter. 31-0 BCU. As we said, Iowa and Iowa State back in a weather delay. Notre Dame up 66-14 over New Mexico. Alabama 24-13 over South Carolina. USC and BYU tied at 17 as Woods makes his way off the field under his own power. Tulsa still leading Oklahoma State 21-20. Arizona State getting ready to start the third quarter with a 3-0 lead over Sparty in East Lansing. Iowa and Iowa State delayed at 5:44 the first quarter. That game kicked off the same time as ours. Punt is away. Roby driven back. He's going to let it bounce into the end zone. A very good decision by Roby. Markel Roby lets it go, and if you're going to catch it inside the 10, you better have a pretty good explanation of it. So you let it go. He did. That's the wise play. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Nebraska plays Northern Illinois later on tonight. See some Husker gear in the stands in front of us. Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia, all winners today in the top 25. Number 9, Florida at Kentucky should be a good SEC game later. Clemson at Syracuse. Florida State at number 25, Virginia. Florida State struggling. Santos wants to throw. Has his man over the middle. It's caught at the 50, at the 45 and the 40, 35 and the 30. The big tight end, Tyler French, with a huge first down play. His second catch of the day, and that's a big one. Getting the big man out in space and letting him rumble. 51 yards on the pitch and catch. Santos to Tyler French, and the Chargers have it 1st down and 10 at the 29-yard line. Harrison Johnson, the fullback, lined up in a tight end spot. Santos takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Lee, flag flies. Santos wants Davenport down the middle. He goes up for it, but it's incomplete. But again, we do have a flag back at the line of scrimmage. Looks to be a false start against the Chargers.
I don't know. Thought they would have just called the play dead if it was a false start.
Illegal formation, sorry.
There we go.
5-yard penalty, first down and 15. Ball at the 34. For Briar Cliff, leading 31-0. 6:18 to play here in the third quarter. Santos ready for the snap, 3 wide receivers. Santos will turn, he'll hand it off. Williams trying to fight back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gets there. 2nd down and 15. Jordan Williams, 14th carry of the day, 72 yards to his credit. It's actually got warmer as the day has went on. It was 75 at kickoff, now near 80. 79 degrees. What a beautiful sun-drenched September Saturday. Santos fakes the handoff, sets up the screen, has his man caught at the 30, the 25, the 20, and knocked out of bounds is Harrison Johnson out of the backfield making the catch. He'll get the 19-yard line, and it'll be just enough for a Charger first down.
Good enough for a Charger first down.
First down and 10, BCU in the red zone.
Chargers are seeming to have a lot more success with the passing this
You
quarter.
can tell that Jonathan Santos is getting more and more confidence in his ability to hit his receivers, and his receivers doing a great job of yards after the catch today.
Definitely.
Santos hands to Williams. Williams turns his back and keeps his legs moving to the 17-yard line. So a 2-yard gain. Rashad Brown will jog into the lineup. He'll play the slot receiver on the far side for this turn. Davenport and Johnson remain the wideouts. Santos set to take the snap, does so, fakes the handoff. Looking down the middle of the field, has Davenport. It's tipped and knocked down by Dakota Wesleyan's defensive back, Hunter Cordell. The freshman out of Watertown, South Dakota, makes the pass deflection, and it's 3rd down and 8. Double coverage on Davenport down in the end zone, but Santos was hoping to have enough of a window there. Stanton Lee in at running back. Same 3 wide out set, 2 to the near, 1 off to the far. Davenport, single wide receiver on the far side. Lee off the right hip of Santos. Santos back to pass, fires quick, and it's incomplete. Throw to the outside of Kobe Johnson, and Johnson was running to the inside. So 4th down and 8. See what the Chargers decide here as they run on some offensive personnel. They're going to go for it at the 17-yard line. Gutierrez, the fullback. He picks up a nice block, gives Santos time to throw. He's got a man. It's Davenport on the far side, and it's caught for a Charger first down at about the 7-yard line. Gain of 10. Chargers will have it 1st and goal at the 7. Good route by Davenport as he just worked to the outside. Santos delivered a perfect ball to him. First down and goal at the 7 for BCU. Chargers looking for their first rushing touchdown of the day. They've scored in just about every other way. Stanton Lee takes the carry, keeps his legs working. He's going to make it in for a Charger touchdown. 7 yards out for Stanton Lee. And the Charger lead is 37-0. Talk about a good, hard run by Lee. So Montana on for the extra point. The kick is up. And it's good. Briar Cliff 38, Dakota Wesleyan nothing. 3:52 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Oh, they're handing out popcorn and we didn't get any. That's not fair. It sounds good, doesn't it? At Chargers 38-0. Playing well. 273 yards of total offense today for BCU. Next week, the Chargers will be right back here at Memorial Field. Then they'll be on a couple of week road trip. Chargers will have Doane here next week. Then they'll travel to Concordia, to Midland, and be back on October the 12th to take on number 1 Morningside. Kick returned out across the 30 to the 33-yard line
Kickoff return to the 33-yard line.
by Spencer Neugebauer. So it'll be 1st and 10, Tigers. Ross Simple, the head coach, in his 8th season at Dakota Wesleyan. Coach Dennis Wagner in his 3rd year here at Briar. Jeff Cheek, the offensive coordinator. Jody Owens, the defensive coordinator. Both units doing their job today. Lester remains in at quarterback. Laudenberg takes the handoff, trying to work outside. Flag flies down the middle of the field. So he gets out to about the 37-yard line. I'm going to go with a hold in that area of the field. That's the case. The flag thrown against Logan Bush, 6'5" and 315 pounds. He probably gets his own pizza in the post-game meal. A big boy.
First down and long from the 28-yard line.
Just a huge individual.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
23-yard line.
Could probably water ski in his cleats. First down and 20 at the 23-yard line. Lester takes a snap. He'll roll out, and he's rushed by Robinson. Robinson hits him as he throws, but it's complete. Another penalty marker flies. 2 penalty markers, in fact. Garrett Detterman with the catch. One of them in the middle of the field where holding would be called. And one to the far side. Refereeing crew busy on this drive. And Mr. Referee says, face mask against the Chargers. So the catch will count for Detterman, and then 15 yards and a first down to the 41-yard line following the penalty. Chargers' 6th penalty of the day. Dakota Wesleyan's been flagged 3 times. So it's 1st and 10. Zach Lester has definitely given the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers a little different feel to their offense. They've been throwing the ball a lot. Lester just leveled as he threw the ball. Crushed by Michael Williams. Holy moly. That one hurt. And the ball was absolutely airmailed because Lester just wanted to get rid of it. Second down and 10. Yeah, exactly. And in motion is Detterman. Lester to throw. Has Detterman along the sideline. It's caught. He stepped out. 46. 5-yard gain. So it'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Tigers. Lester's 2nd completion of the day. Near midfield at the 46-yard line. Lester looks at the impending pressure from the Charger defense. Lester will take his time. He'll take the snap now. He's rushed by Williams. Williams hits him as he throws again, and it's underthrown this time and incomplete. 4th down and 5. The intended receiver downfield was Garrett Detterman for Dakota Wesleyan. But Williams again with the pressure. So punt formation, snap, bounce back. They do get it away, and Roby will call for a fair catch at the 23-yard line.
It's about the 4th time today the punt has been, the snap has hit the floor off that punt.
So the Charger offense will take over. First down and 10. Leading 38-0, 2:12 to go. In seemingly the longest third quarter in football history. Just no rhythm to this third quarter at all. See if the Chargers can march their way down the field here. Williams, the ball carrier. He gets to the outside, 35 and 40 as he tiptoes the sidelines. We'll see where they mark him out at. He won't quite get the 35. He'll get the 32-yard line, but it's enough for a gain of about 8 yards, bringing up 2nd down and short. He'll get 7 officially, 2nd down and 3. Williams goes over the 80-yard rushing mark today. He had 99 last week. See if he can better that mark this week. He step sides the first tackler, gets through traffic and gets out to about the 42, but we've got a flag down back at the 30. Chargers walking back, so hold against the offensive line for Briar Cliff. Lane Miller, big number 75. Must have been where that hole opened up at. So it'll be 2nd down and 13 following the 10-yard mark off. Clock does run at 1:35 to go here in the third. Briarcliff up 38-0. Santos looks over the defense. Hands it off, and this play going nowhere. It'll be a loss back to the 17, 5-yard loss for Stanton Lee. They just brought the house, Dakota Wesleyan did.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised the Chargers aren't going back to passing again. Last drive, they seemed to have quite a bit of success with that.
Yeah, they did. So it'll be 3rd and 18. Yeah, you gotta love it when you get to this point in the game where you don't have a player on the roster. That's always good. Santos sets up the screen, has this man in the middle of the field. 25 on the way to the 30. It'll be short of the first down, a gain of 13 yards. To Mike Green. Fourth down and 5 for the Chargers. They will not have to run a play here at the end of the third quarter. And they most likely will not. So the end of 3 at Memorial Field. Your Briarcliff Chargers 38, Dakota Wesleyan nothing. Back in a moment on the Charger Sports Network at bcuchargers.com. Start of the fourth quarter here at Memorial Field. Briarcliff 38-0 over the visiting Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan in the GPAC opener for both schools today. Santos punts it away, the rugby-style kick, and he boomed it. And it takes one heck of a Briarcliff bounce inside the 10, and it'll be down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. Beautiful kick. Absolutely beautiful kick. 66-yard punt. You'll take that every stinking time. That is well done. So Dakota Wesleyan will be pinned deep. This is where you got to be careful of that home run ball with the arm of Zach Lester. Chargers have had the ball for 28 minutes and 40 seconds today to just 16-20 of Dakota Wesleyan. The defense has been terrific. Dakota Wesleyan 0 of 11 on third down. Total yards 290 to 31 in favor of the Chargers. Lester takes the snap, hands it off, and a lot of hard hitting right in the middle of the field.
No gain on the play. Second down.
No gain for Trayvon McDaniel. So it's second down and 10 at the 4. Snap, clean. McDaniel takes it and then is met.
It's like a loss.
He's going to lose 2 yards back to the 2-yard line. He was hit with some serious authority on that play. Good penetration by the Briarcliff defense. Third down and 12. Tigers pinned deep.
Robbie was a little slow to get up right there.
Markel Roby, a little, like Nick said, not quite limping, just walking with a little giddy in the step. Handoff, just trying to get themselves a little room to punt. And they will. Out to about the 8-yard line. It'll be McDaniel. So that will bring on the Dakota Wesleyan punt team. Roby will step back into return formation here. Low snap. Chargers get him in the end zone. Touchdown, Briarcliff. Or a safety. I wanted the touchdown, sorry. 40-0. I'm coming, Kevin. I'm coming. Here you go. I saved it for you. Sports Information Director Kevin Pottabaum. Last safety was last year against Concordia. But 40-0. Chargers working on a record margin of victory here in program history if they can get some more points on the board. 54 the most points in program history. They beat Dort 54-14 last year.
Michael Williams has had a great game today. Made a lot of stops, but had to be helped off the field right now.
So the kickoff will come from the 20-yard line. So the Chargers set for pretty good field position here. 40-0 Briarcliff, 12:47 to play in the game. Zach Collins set to kick it away for Dakota Wesleyan. Collins with the approach. High end-over-end kick. Kind of floats at the end. Caught at the 30. 35 and to the 40-yard line for Rashad Brown.
40-yard line.
First and 10 BCU at the 40. Defense still got a lot to play for. Pitching a shutout. Definitely something they want to get today. Last shutout was in 2009 against Dana College, 23-0. Dana not even a college anymore. Blair, Nebraska. Made a few trips down there with the Briar basketball team back in the day. I think the last year Dana was a college, in fact. Santos in the gun. He'll turn. He'll hand it off. Williams has some running room. Trying to juke to the outside, but then hit.
2-yard gain on the play.
He'll get about 2 on the play. Second down and 8 coming up. Chargers not doing anything terribly flashy right now with a big lead. Run some time off the clock and run the football. Move the chains a little bit as we go. Jalen Cook in at wide receiver for Briar Cliff. 6-foot sophomore from Highland, Indiana. Gregor Clark in motion. Williams takes the handoff, gets outside the numbers with a full head of steam, and is ushered out of bounds around the 47-yard line. So a gain of 5 will bring up third down and 3 for BCU.
Third down and 3.
Williams at 89 yards rushing now, having a good day. Jonathan Santos, a good day as well, 12 of 16 for 172 yards and a score. He gets to credit his wide receivers for a lot of yards after catch today. Santos turns, fakes the handoff to Williams, has the screen. It's complete at the 45-40 into the 37-yard line for Harrison Johnson, the big fullback. We'll give him the 40-yard line on a first down and 10, 20-yard play.
Johnson, though, avoiding that first tackle, just lowering his shoulder and going through him.
So Briarcliff quickly back on the football, 15 on the play clock. 11 minutes to go. Williams, the back, will take the handoff. He'll run right up the middle. Finds a little bit of a hold at about the 37-yard line, so it's a 3-yard Charger gain. Harrison Johnson will come back in. Second down and 7. Three targets at wide receiver for Santos. Down to 5 on the play clock. Santos takes the snap. Williams working forward, falls ahead to about the 33. So it'll be third down and short.
3-yard line. Third down and 3.
They're down to about 3 for Briarcliff on the 33-yard line. It's getting a nice push by the offensive line and moving forward. You want to keep the defense on their heels, and they're doing that right now. Just a nice methodical drive. Santos takes a snap. Got some time to pass, throws it out complete. Davenport makes a few guys miss. Now he's headed for the pylon inside the 10, inside the 5. He'll be drug out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. Cameron Davenport with the catch.
At the 2-yard line. First and goal, BCU.
Out at the 2, it'll be first down and goal, Briarcliff.
Gregor Clark, though, giving him a little bit of blocks, allowing him to get downfield.
Fullbacks and tight ends have done an unbelievable job of downfield blocking today.
Definitely.
Tyler French, the big tight end in the ball game. Santos set for the snap. 3 on the play clock, down to 2. Santos with the pitch to Williams, trying to get to the outside. Stutter steps, gets out of 2 tackles. He's going to try to make something out of nothing. He's going to lose about 5 yards on the play, though. The angle just not there. Let's see where they mark him at the 6, I guess. 2nd and goal. Ball not quite to the 5-yard line. At 8:35 and counting. Here in the ball game. Williams takes the handoff again, cuts it inside. It's spun around, rolls forward to about the 1, so it'll be 3rd and goal at the 1. Gain of 4 by Jordan Williams. A heavy set coming in with a fullback, and the fullback will go off the field. 2 tight ends will block. So you pretty much know what the Chargers are going to do right here with Stanton Lee in the backfield. 3rd down and goal at the 1. Chargers looking for the big push. Lee will take the pitch. Lee cuts it up, and he's going to be called down at about the half-yard line. So it'll be 4th and goal from inside the 1. So they'll have one more crack at it.
4th down and goal, all inside the 1-yard line.
They'll go with a jumbo set, single wide receiver. Harrison Johnson in to block. Now Davenport will come in and block. Stanton Lee takes the handoff and rolls forward into the end zone for a Charger touchdown. 1 yard out, Stanton Lee, 46-0 Briar Cliff. Extra point pending for BCU.
6:55 left on the clock in the 4th quarter.
Like we said, the Charger defense, like that shutout, they're going to continue to play incredibly hard.
Definitely.
Haven't had a shutout in 10 years here at Briar Cliff. Thank you, Kevin. The extra point is up, and it's good. 6:55 to play here at Memorial Field. Briar Cliff 47, Dakota Wesleyan nothing. As we said, the last shutout for the Charger defense was 10 years and a week. September the 5th, 2009. So the Chargers closing in on record number of points, and they've got the record number of margin of victory right now, looking for the biggest win in program history. It was 40 against Dort. Right now sitting at 47-0. So all in all, a very impressive day for the Chargers. And they'll kick it away.
I have a feeling I'm going to be a lot of first time since a long time ago, first time since a long time ago.
There are a few, and a few capital letter M's.
Doan in town next week here at Memorial Field. We'll have it for you right here, bcuchargers.com of the Charger Sports Network. Leibold, Neugebauer back deep for Dakota Wesleyan. Montana's kick is short, high end over end, taken to the 12-yard line. Across the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and out to the 43-yard line is Spencer Neugebauer.
Neugebauer takes the ball out.
So to the 43.
Penalty flag on the play.
And a flag down, probably offsides on Briar Cliff again on the kick.
Offside. Kicking team.
Second time today that's happened.
Penalty added to the end of the return. First down.
And as any football fan knows, coaches are going to find something to be angry about in practice on Monday.
Oh, definitely.
It's just natural. It's going to happen.
Yeah, well,
And some things Briarcliff did today can surely be cleaned up, like the offsides on the kick penalty.
yeah, just those fixing those little mistakes and just helps you out. It goes a long way.
Absolutely does. With the heart of the GPAC schedule coming, want to clean those things up. Loudenberg in the backfield. Lester designed to keep, and he goes nowhere. He's going to be pulled down for a loss. Tapua, Asi Tapua, with the 2-yard loss. Haven't called his name a whole lot today, but the ends have been getting a lot of the credit for the push inside by the defensive line. Dials and Tapula played very well. I believe it's MJ Montgomery in the middle of the defensive line right now. Lester hands to Caden Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons, a redshirt junior running back out of Sioux Falls. 5'4" and 175 pounds. Running backs for Dakota Wesleyan have been very small today. Well, not just today. I mean, they're small every day, but comparatively speaking. Third down and 12 at the 46. Lester takes the snap, throws, out of the backfield, caught. Fitzsimmons with a catch inside Briarcliff territory to the 48-yard line. Be a gain of about 6. So it'll be 4th and 6 for Dakota Wesleyan, and they're going to punt it away. With 5:05 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Roby will trot back. Kick is away, but went straight up. And it's going to take a Dakota Wesleyan bounce to the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Briarcliff there with 4:49 to go. And the Chargers leading at 47-0. So let's hand off, and chew some clock here and go home with a nice win. Kevin's got kids to take care of. Right, Kev? Yeah. Kevin now manning the camera. Megan jumped ship on us, so now Kevin's in control. Dang. Well, Megan's back eating popcorn. I see how it goes. All right, that's cool. She's still in charge of the press box, though. 1st and 10 BCU. Santos turns. Hands it off to Williams. Got a nice little hole to gallop through out to the 26-yard line. 3-yard gain. Had a little helmet adventure with A.J. Karen, the tight end. It came off. He needs it tightened up. Second down and 6. Down to 5 on the play clock for Briarcliff. Santos will use most of it. Takes the snap with 2. Williams, the ball carrier, out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. He'll chew up 4 yards, and it'll be 3rd down and 2.
Last season was when they scored their record points.
Well, a touchdown would give them that, but I don't know if they're necessarily going for it.
Yeah, just keep the clock running and
Yeah,
let it drain.
that's you got the win. Just let that clock cruise. 3rd down and 3 at the 30-yard line. He'll take the play clock down to 2 again as Williams takes the handoff. Trying to bust it outside, but nothing doing. Dakota Wesleyan's defense still playing tough. It'll be a loss of 1.
Loss of 1 on the play.
Well, looks like they broke the record point margin today.
Yes. If the score holds and Dakota Wesleyan does not score, if Dakota Wesleyan would put up a touchdown, it would tie that record mark. And we have an injured player on the field for Briarcliff, and it's Williams. And at this point, it has, it's got about 6 degrees warmer as this game has went on now. It's up to 81 degrees, and so cramping issues, definitely.
Charger Athletics.
Hopefully that's all it is.
Domino's. State Farm Insurance and Agent Stern Aiken. Pancheros. Delta Hotel, South Sioux City Riverfront. Absolute Sweetheart. Pepsi Cola of Siouxland. The Townhouse.
Well, we'll take a Pepsi-Cola break. How about that?
Subway on Hamilton Boulevard and Outer Drive. Thank you for your continued support of Charger Athletics.
Yep, tastes good.
I haven't actually gotten any confirmation that they have, in fact, continued their support.
And they're on the script, so
We just assumed it.
maybe the extra advertisements will help that cause.
So an injury timeout. Take a look at major college football here real quick. Notre Dame 66-14. They beat New Mexico. Alabama 40-16 now over South Carolina. Central Florida up 38-17 over Stanford. USC up by a touchdown over BYU with 8:15 to play in the 4th quarter, 24-17. Minnesota holding off Georgia Southern right now, 28-26. Georgia Southern has the ball, though. At Oklahoma State, 33-21 over Tulsa. Going into the 4th quarter in East Lansing, 3-0. Arizona State leads Sparty. Iowa State and Iowa still delayed in Ames. Going to get to watch way more of that game than I anticipated. I think it's still in the 1st quarter. .255 and counting here. Santos to punt. Fourth down and 4, Briarcliff, and timeout by the Chargers with 2:36 to play as they bled the entire clock. GPAC finals today: Hastings over Jamestown 38-21, and Morningside over Dordt 56-14. Doane will be here next week.
And remember to go gold in support of the Cliff, as well as have fundraisers.
Be homecoming here for Briarcliff next week against Doane, and go gold for BCU if you plan on coming out to the game.
Like, that's if we move a linebacker to running back.
Major college games tonight. Florida and Kentucky, one of the good ones. Oklahoma takes on UCLA. That'll be a good one at the Rose Bowl. Northern Illinois and Nebraska. Kansas with a big win last night. If you missed that, 48-24 over Boston College. They scored 41 unanswered points. So the Hat, Les Miles, making his mark felt in Lawrence, Kansas. 2:36 to play here. Santos, the kick goes off the side of his foot, gets a BC bounce to the 49-yard line. In Dakota Wesleyan territory, the Tigers have 2:28 to go and a mountain to climb. So what they're probably going to try to do is break the shutout here for the Charger defense.
Well, this defense has seemed really strong all day, though.
So we'll see if the Chargers can finish it out. Backup quarterback Zach Lester in for Dakota Wesleyan. 47-0 Briar Cliff with 2:28 to play. Lester hands it off. Nice tackle right up the middle by the Charger defensive line. It was M.J. Montgomery on the tackle. Big number 91. A carry from Caden Fitzsimmons. 2nd down and 9. Dakota Wesleyan in no sense of urgency either to finish this one up. 2nd 9 with the ball in midfield. Lester hands it off. Fitzsimmons again. He'll get to the 46-yard line, gain of 4 yards. 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Seemed to be Michael Williams on the stop.
Williams with another big play today. Kind of sound like a broken record, don't we, with him?
He's just been on it today.
He's had a terrific game. Down to 14 on the play clock. Ethan Galkey, the slot wide receiver for Dakota Wesleyan. As he trots in. Lester takes the snap and hands it off. Fitzsimmons again. Won't quite get the first down. Stops short of the 42-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 1 with under a minute to play.
4th down and 1.
So 45 seconds to go. 20 seconds on the play clock. Down to 10, and Dakota Wesleyan going to use a timeout here with 4th down and 1. Or just a delay of game. They'll take the delay of game penalty. And they're going to punt it away.
Seems they probably just don't want to risk anybody getting hurt with this much of a blowout.
So 4th and 6.
They might have taken one, I don't know. There we go.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
A 5-yard penalty.
Watch this bad boy. Boom, flag. Pretty sick, huh? Did you turn the penalty flags on if there was any?
Stop for a delayed game with the clock running under 1 minute. That's a 10-second runoff.
Did you know that there's an option on here?
So with the delay of game under a minute, it's a 10-second runoff. There'll be 7.3 seconds left.
Oh, if we've been having tenths of a second, we're not supposed to have that.
Start. Am I ready for play?
It actually does say in the rules, do not have tenths of a second.
So the clock starts. Dakota Wesleyan will not have to even snap the football. Now they will. And the ball game is over. Roby will not even go close. The ball goes out of bounds, and the Chargers win it. Great win by the Briar Cliff Chargers today.
Chargers have set a new school record today for
Margin of victory.
Yep.
The biggest win in school history via margin, 47-0. The Briar Cliff Chargers improved to 2-1 on the season. Most importantly, 1-0 in Great Plains Athletic Conference play. Final score, Briar Cliff 47, Dakota Wesleyan nothing. We'll run over the stats for you as we get it wrapped up here from Memorial Field. We'll run it down. Jonathan Santos, 14 of 18, 216 yards passing and a touchdown. His long was 51 yards to Tyler French. On the ground today, Jordan Williams, 24 carries, 99 yards. He had a long of 22 with an average of 4.1. Stanton Lee, 20 carries, 43 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ladarian Bowman had a carry for 2 yards, and Jonathan Santos, 3 carries, -4. Chargers roll up 140 yards on the ground on 48 carries. Receiving today for Briarcliff, Cameron Davenport, 5 catches, 69 yards and a score. Tyler French, 2 catches for 65. Harrison Johnson, 2 catches for 28. Jordan Williams had a catch for -1. So the Chargers get 216 yards passing, 140 yards on the ground, 356 yards of total offense. Meanwhile, for Dakota Wesleyan, they were held to 40 yards of offense, 51 total plays, 40 yards of offense. Unreal. Luke Loudenberg, 16 carries, 56 yards. Caden Fitzsimmons, 4 carries for 9 yards. Trayvon McDaniel, 3 carries for 6 yards. Zach Lester had a carry for -2. So Dakota Wesleyan gets 30 rushes for 12 yards today. They had 28 yards passing, which equal their 40 total yards. Briarcliff dominated time of possession 37:07 to 22:53. The defense was unreal. Dakota Wesleyan 0 of 14 on third down today, 0 of 2 on fourth down. Briarcliff 3 of 17 on third down, but 5 for 5 on fourth down plays. Chargers got into the red zone 6 times and converted 4 of them. Briarcliff had 13 first downs to just 3 for Dakota Wesleyan. MJ Montgomery, Michael Williams, Mark Snorton, and Omar Dials had 5 tackles apiece for the Cliff today. They ended up with 6 tackles for a loss and had 2 interceptions on the day. Both of Kyle Nelson. He was 1 for 13, 2 interceptions and 14 yards passing. Zach Lester 3 for 8, 14 yards passing for Dakota Wesleyan. So the Chargers moved to 2-1 with their victory here at Memorial Field. Nick, it's been a lot of fun. We'll do it again. Chargers back at home next week against Doane. It's homecoming. Go gold for the Chargers next week here at Memorial Field. And, of course, check BCUChargers.com often for all the updates on any of the sports teams competing right now at Briarcliff, including soccer and cross country. And, of course, football and volleyball on campus for Briarcliff. So for Bailey, for Megan Glover, Kevin Potabom, and Nick Chavez, my color commentator, I'm Justin Barker. Signing off from Memorial Field. Your final score, Briarcliff 47, Dakota Wesleyan nothing. Good afternoon from Memorial Field in Sioux City, Iowa, on the Charger Sports Network at BCUChargers.com.